Yo, what it do, YouTube? Welcome back. Welcome to High Vibrational Kings. This is a channel for people that want to better themselves in life. Shout out to anybody holding on to their energy, breaking bad addictions, and trying to become a better version of themselves. Okay, guys, so in this is going to be a story time. So get your popcorn ready. So in this video, I want to talk about the time where I dated a Jezebel spirit. And actually, what makes it more interesting is during this time is when I first discovered semen retention. Okay, so this was last year around November. Um, yeah, so I literally started going on retention. I started learning about the hub and what it does to you, and like so I was trying to quit. So I quit that and I started just I didn't even know about retention at the time. Like I just automatically just started holding on to my seed when I stopped uh, you know, going on those websites. So I was retaining for like 15 days. And then like all of a sudden like I just started talking to like this old coworker that I've known from the past. And we were just talking and stuff, and then like we ended up, cuz I haven't seen her like in a year, right? So we were just talking about like hanging out. So I was like, "Yeah, cool. That sounds good." So we hung out, and I wasn't expecting anything from it. I was just chilling. We went out to eat, and then everything was just good. Like she just had like this really like shy, sweet energy to her. And so like I really liked it, and the whole date just went really smooth. And so when we came back after dinner, um like we were just kissing and stuff, and then from there, from that moment forward, everything just became very lustful. I started spending like a lot of time with her, and yeah, things were just like escalating. And so I was like on my 20th day of retention, right? And like I ended up relapsing at her place. So I didn't really think much of it. Like I knew that I was retaining, but I didn't really know about the benefits at the time. Like I was just retaining, and I just felt, motivated to clean my room, and I felt a lot more clear-minded. And then like obviously the female attraction like worked right away, because all of a sudden it's almost like as soon as I started like quitting the hub and retaining my energy, it's almost like freaking they sent this freaking person my way to throw me off my course, because you know like like yeah, I relapsed and shit. And after that, like for the next month, I was just constantly like relapsing with her. And so the thing that I noticed, guys, is like when I was just hanging out with her before that relapse, everything was just like really kind of angelic. Like she had like good energy, and she was just really sweet and feminine. But literally the next day, after the first time that I relapsed, there was like a change all of a sudden. Like we would be I'd be picking up like negative energy off of her without her really saying a word. Something just felt off about her, and I didn't really know why. And at this time, I started seeing like angel numbers. Like I started seeing like repeating numbers, 555, 1111, all these synchronicities. So what those are, it's kind of like a warning sign. Like it could be good or bad. But I just all of a sudden, like since I started hanging out with her, I started seeing like angel numbers appear, like just repeating numbers. And then I was also picking up like negative energy from her. But I kind of like brushed it off. I didn't really think much of it, um, because when I was her coworker back like a year ago, she had like this really sweet energy, and she was just like she seemed more like innocent, right? But a year later, I'm hanging out with her again, and then like after relapsing with her, like I started picking up a different vibe. But I just kind of didn't want to be too quick to judge, so I just continued hanging out with her. Uh, continued relapsing with her. Um, and so it felt like the more I was with her, like the more like evil like she started to become, because I started like she would be listening to these songs, and they would be talking about like all this satanic shit, and I was like, what the heck? Like, I just kind of like brushed it off. I was just, all these red flags just started popping out. And since I was caught up in my lust, since I was like, oh, I have some, like I'm getting it on, like I didn't really, I was blinded. Lust was blinding me uh, from all the red flags that she was showing me. She was on like birth control, and she had like all these, she would be talking about like her ex and stuff, and then her ex still followed her on Instagram. And like, but literally, like, the more uh I relapsed with her, like the more power she was having over me, you know because like in the beginning, when I was still on my streak, she was telling me, she was like, oh, you have like a lot of masculine energy, but you're not like, you're still like sweet and stuff. And then like nobody's ever told me that I was like masculine before, so I was like, oh really? But like as soon as I started like relapsing with her, like I said, I felt like I was losing the power, and then she was having power over me. She was controlling me now, and it was like the opposite way than how it started. Now she's over here on a pedestal, and I was just trying to like show her that I liked hanging out with her, but she just kept showing like signs of like red flags and stuff, like the type of music she would listen to, or the things that she would say here and there. I would just like pick up a negative energy. But like I said, since I was in my lust, I didn't have discernment, or I just kind of brushed it off. But she even told me one time, she said that she has like a lot of darkness within her, and she felt like she dimmed my light. And then, me trying to be like, oh, like it's okay, like, people have problems, but she was literally like almost like an agent that was like sent my way to drain all my energy, all my positive energy. And then the more I was with her, the more like negative she got, and the more weaker I got. Like I felt like, oh man, I felt like I had like a lot of brain fog. I just felt super ungrounded. But since I was getting them cheeks right, like I felt like all like, yeah, like I'm on top of the world because I'm smashing. But it's all an illusion, guys. Like, um, doing that all the time, it's not gonna be good for you mentally or spiritually. And I just felt like all disoriented, and just like I couldn't think straight. And I was acting like I was putting her on the pedestal now, because she was um, hanging out with me, and things like that. But just like that, guys, like it went from me being like high vibrational, having all this life force energy, to her like just draining all my energy, right? And the reason why like I was so caught up in the lust was because I felt like I couldn't do anything else with her. I felt like I couldn't really connect with her on a spiritual level of, doing stuff. So everything was kind of more on the physical, which, like, that's why I said, guys, like, don't be focused on her physical. See how she is spiritually, mentally. you know those are the things that matter. Those are the things that are gonna be more of a healthy relationship. But this relationship, it lasted a month, and within that month, constantly releasing, constantly depleting my energy to a Jezebel, to somebody that's not even on my level. But she was bringing my level down to hers, with her, like, her darkness and all this stuff. But she was like leading me astray. But since I was in that lust, I didn't really realize that she was taking all my power. So how that ended up, guys, so yeah, so it lasted like a month, and like, she was still talking to her ex. And then like one night I was over at her place, right? She invited me, and then we just had like a few drinks here. And yeah, and then like all of a sudden her ex just started bombarding her, like just started blowing her up on her phone. And then she was texting him back, or he was texting her like all emotional, saying that he wanted to see her. And then she was like texting him back like, and I was like just standing there like, what the heck, like. And then she literally wanted me to like leave after she invited me, and she was gonna go see him. And I was like, are you serious? Like, And it was crazy. It was like so disrespectful. But she was just doing all these things. She was stepping all over me, guys. That's what it does. When you're depleted of your energy, guys, you don't have a backbone. You don't have your masculine frame. You get stepped all over, women, guys, people. So that's a Jezebel right there. She liked having power over me, and I wasn't man enough to stand up for myself because I was getting the box, the V box. So I was just like kind of like brushing it off or just trying to be the nice guy while she was just showing all these signs that I shouldn't have been messing with her in the first place. So like what happened after that, like she was trying to go see her ex, but she had been drinking, and so I didn't want her to leave like that. So I was just trying to talk with her, and she was like she was just so like focused on leaving and stuff like that. So what ended up happening was she like literally like pushed me out of the way like full force, and like she had like this demonic look in her eyes. She was just like she like pushed me, like she put her hands on me, and then she was just like the look in her eyes, like I almost can't forget it. Like she just looked like a demon, guys. She had like this darkness in her eyes, and yeah, so I guess she was like she like cheated on me with her ex like towards the end of us like dating for that month. So after that happened, she was just like so like casual about it. Like she like didn't care that she like cheated, and I was over here all devastated because I was just being like treating her like super, uh, respectful, and just showing her that I cared about her. And then you know, she does that. She deceived me because in the beginning she was like, "Oh, I want like someone genuine." I was like, "Well, I'm genuine." And so like in the beginning it was good, right? But the more I was with her, the more like demonic she got, and I could like feel that energy. I started seeing all these universal signs, but I brushed it off because I was in my lust. But that's what it does, guys. And like after that happened, um, yeah, like after she like cheated on me and shit like that, I was like, what the heck? And the craziest part, guys, is that she didn't have any remorse. She didn't feel bad about it at all. And like I honestly didn't even recognize this person that I was with because a year ago, she was a lot more sweet, but she just looked like like a year later I was hanging out with her. She just had like this, her aura was different. It had a lot of darkness around it. She was probably sweet and like back then, but she probably got influenced by like the people she was hanging out with and things like that. So she has all like this darkness now. That Jezebel spirit, demons working through her weak vessel to get towards someone high vibrational. So that's what it was, guys. And then what's funny or kind of like crazy to think about is that after that happened, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get back with my ex," and I was like, "All right." And then the funny thing is that she still wanted me to wait for her after that whole thing happened, after she like disrespected me and all this crazy shit, guys. She still wanted me to be there on the side for her for when things didn't work out with her ex. And then like at that point, like I had like that logic again. I was like, fuck this. And then I just literally peeled out in my car and I blocked her and I never seen her again. But yeah, that's a little story for you guys. Like that's what lust will do to you. Like it blinds your mind. It weakens your spirit. Um, it depletes your energy. You're just, cause that's crazy. Like that's why you guys shouldn't be focused on her outer appearance. Don't be led by your lust. Use discernment. Retain your energy. Don't be giving out your seed to anybody just because they're there. Because a lot of the times they're not worthy of your energy. Maybe even hanging out with them, but more of your energy of your seed. Releasing your seed to them, because there's a lot of people out there that probably end up having a baby with the wrong person, and now you're screwed. So just be super careful, guys. Move out here smarter. Retain your energy. Don't be messing around with these Jezebel demons, because they will drain your energy and they will blind you. So yeah, make sure that like when you're hanging out with a chick, investigate her, know how her mind and her spirit is, you know, pick up on red flags, because a lot of the red flags with her was like the the type of music she was listening to, the vibe that I was feeling off of her, and just things like that. But like I said, guys, when you're focused on the physical, you don't really pay attention to the spiritual. All right, so you got to be more spiritual than physical when you're dealing with certain situations and things like that. So, be careful, guys. Maintain your frame. Retain gang. Woo! Let's get it, guys. And with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out my other content. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.